Still with us tonight, trial attorney Christa Ramey. And Christa, I want to go back to this idea of a plea during the trial. You can understand why that might be something that the defense might be interested in, but what incentive would the state have to come to the table for a plea under those circumstances?
I think the only way the state would is in this particular case, given the nature of this crime, would be if you would have a plea of guilty without the possibility of parole. The state might agree to that. In these circumstances, with the crime that's so bad, that to do anything less, I think that the prosecutor would have to have some really good evidence on this. The defense has that would help with exculpatory evidence. Otherwise, there's no deal to be had that would be anything less than life.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. And again, when we look at this case, there is so much evidence. I can remember back when I was in school, not too long ago. No, but I would write papers, and I always kind of hated papers where I had too much information. Those were always harder for me to write than the ones where there was just limited information. And I think the same holds true for prosecutors. It can be difficult sometimes when you have so much information to make sure you're putting it together properly, keeping the jury interested. Talk to me a little bit about how you think the state is doing with a case where there is so much information to put in front of this jury.
I thought about that because when I was watching last week, they were having witnesses come on that they were definitely going to be recalling because they had touched various parts of the case. And what the prosecution's doing here is they're doing things in a very chronological order in the manner of telling a story, if you will. So they're not getting everything out from one particular witness when that witness is on the stand because it might be confusing or overwhelming for the jury to hear all of that evidence at once. Instead, telling it like a story would be like reading a book to the jury, if you will, if that makes sense. So I think that the prosecution is doing a good job, as far as their trial advocacy skills are, if you will, in putting together this evidence for this jury.